Breaking news. Young Philly from the famous duo Chunks and Philly, or Philly and Chunks, I'm not quite sure who goes first, has been arrested, extradited from one part of Australia to another, and charged with grape. I'm not going to say the full word just in case YouTube has any issues, but it says he's got 4 counts of non-consensual penetration, 3 counts of assault by bodily harm, and a count of impeding a person's breathing by or circulation by applying pressure to their neck, so choking someone. The exact specifics of what's happened aren't clear, but it does seem to have been taken quite seriously. They've extradited him. He's was initially arrested and held on bail. I think he's been given bail for £100,000. However, he isn't allowed to leave Australia for the next 2 months until his court case takes effect, and then obviously he's going to have to wait to see the outcome of that. What I would say is this is obviously going to cause a massive reaction for all of his sponsors. He's associated with the FA, multiple YouTubers like the Sidemen, KSI, obviously Chunks and the rest of his crew there. He's been on lots of shows. He's involved with the BBC, Channel 4. So, he's about. So this is going to ripple through the field of his sponsorship at least, and across social media. There's going to be a choice between whether people, and it's already beginning to happen now, whether people decide to dunk on him or defend him. I personally, with these situations, I would always err on the side of caution and wait until more details emerge, because obviously the first thing you don't want to do is diminish a potential victim of sexual assault. The first thing you don't want to do is diminish the experience of somebody who's been the victim of assault. But then likewise, you don't want to convict people in the court of public opinion before the facts have been drawn. We can go throughout multiple situations throughout history where that's been done, only for somebody to be proven innocent across various different types of charges, even up to things such as ending someone's life. So what do I think about this? I mean, all of the usual stuff about, for instance, there are videos right now of people kind of saying this was predictable, look at his behaviour with women, and there are some clips out there that I have seen which are questionable. But again, correlation doesn't equal causation, so again, I'm somebody who likes to wait for the facts just to see what's the best decision to make. What I would say is the thing that everyone, or at least us guys, should be taking from this situation is that you need to vet the people around you with caution, because it only takes one situation like this and your entire career hangs in the balance. I mean, literally right now, the very first thing people are doing, somewhat probably intentionally, if there's any animosity towards him, and success does breed animosity from, I don't want to say haters, but your enemies or those who feel you don't deserve it. And so, the first thing they do is highlight this to his sponsors. So already, at a time where he's probably going to be needing some money for legal fees, especially after you've just dropped $100,000 on bail, he's now had his income significantly reduced off what could potentially be an accusation. But likewise, they can't run the risk that if this does go to court and is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt or beyond reasonable doubt that he's guilty, then they've made the right decision to kind of spare their brand any damage by association. So that makes sense because they're corporate entities. I think where the really interesting thing's going to lie is what are the YouTubers who are friends with him going to do? And I mean, I shouldn't smirk because it's not funny. It's always awkward if somebody you're affiliated with, you work well with, or even you're really good friends with, ends up in a really bad situation for something that does not look well in the public eye. And again, bad press is like, it's infectious. And so the safest thing normally to do is to distance yourself. And then occasionally in these situations there may be one or two stand-up friends who stick by your side, but even then we've seen examples of how that can ruin people as well by standing by the wrong person. So this is going to be a really crazy situation to watch play out just because of the notoriety the guy he has millions of followers across various social media platforms. He tours, DJs. I mean, that's why he's in Australia in the first place. He's literally out there DJing, performing his own single, because he releases music where, again, he gets hundreds of thousands, if not millions of streams. And so, yeah, maybe if we just take a quick look at this news article here, where you can just see this is him obviously coming back from out of bail. So if I just So we'll just check out this news article here posted by Blux. You can see him there, cuffed up, coming out of bail. Obviously, understandably, if we just go back, you can see the stress in my man's face. Real situation, that's deep, that's a deep one. I'm not gonna play their thingy, but yeah, as you can see, just here, he's very much well rooted in the industry. This is a professional music video. He isn't just a YouTuber trying to make it. He has a significant level of success. Professional management is touring, so obviously this situation blowing up like this is kind of, it's not something that can just be forgotten in a few weeks. This is going to have ramifications for his career, for his affiliates' careers, for any of the musical kind of tours he's connected with, really. So yeah, maybe go and check out that original article there by Blux. But I guess what I just wanted to do was just concentrate on the fact that the speculation and all that stuff, and I do apologise about the terrible camera focus. I just don't care. I couldn't be bothered to sort it out today. I'm tired. I've just kind of seen this at 10 to midnight. So, but young men, and when I say young men, I do mean, I'm talking all of the different ages that we are. Like, you need to be vetting who you're dealing with. And again, like, you're gonna say, how is that fair to say when he's meeting girls probably in a one night stand type situation? He's a fast, famous young man going out there doing this, doing that, and I do get that. But it's not an excuse, because look at this. it still happened to him. Unless you live in some different reality to me, where you being successful and having money and being out and about and that being the way that you normally meet girls makes you impervious to accusations that could tank your whole life, then you've got to have some system of vetting the people you let have your time. And so, and again, maybe don't just get with strangers, maybe take their number and speak to them for a while. I mean, if you're that much of a that you just can't resist, anytime someone chucks a little offer your way, then maybe you need to work on that, because you've got an addiction that could lead you into this type of situation. And people are already coming up with like nicknames for the guy. It's kind of like being treated like a miniature British Diddy type situation. And it does always shock me how the second someone has a downfall, how quickly everyone comes out of the woodworks. And I'm not saying that even to cuss them. I mean, it's just, I guess you never really know how many people you've rubbed up the wrong way in life until you do something bad enough, public enough, that everyone hears about it, and now it's free game to just cuss your name out in the town hall of public opinion. And so again, I would just say over the next 2 months, I imagine a lot more details are going to come, and so this will be an interesting one just to keep a hold of. I am sorry for the terrible camera quality. Next time I'll make sure I've got a good setup, and I'm going to try and take this thing serious. But yeah, I haven't done a YouTube video in years, so I just thought, let me jump on and talk about this subject, just because everyone's talking about the salacious aspect of it, when take the actual personalities, the people, whatever they may or may not have allegedly done. You're talking about how the Philly would have met this girl for a quick conversation and then maybe socialising for the night at some bar or something like that. I don't know the specifics. I've just been watching brief news stories, but off of meeting someone, knowing someone for a few hours, and your entire life is tanked. Nah, you can't leave yourself open to risk like that. Guys, you've got to start using your main brain, okay? And just develop your ability to sense what people are like. Read, study psychology, speak to your guy who always seems to end up, speak to your brethren who always ends up with a nice person, and ask them what they do. Try and learn some good patterns from them if you haven't got a system of your own already. But you need to be careful about who you're letting into your life, into your bed, and that's the other way as well. Celebrity isn't a guarantee of authenticity or even safety or morality, and just because perhaps somebody looks amazing to us online, on the TV, in the big lights, the reality of being around them could potentially be a lot darker. And again, I'm not saying that with an air of, because I know Philly is guilty, this is still one of those allegedly situations, and I am somebody who does believe in innocent until proven guilty. But again, as men, we have to know the world we're living in. You can't let your money and your power get to your head and think that you're immune. Some of the biggest, most powerful Hollywood producers, music execs in the world have fallen to this very thing. And Philly's mashing it. He's doing good for YouTube and stuff like that, but he's not on the level, say, of a Weinstein, and they brought him down. And so we have to be smart people and think about who we're giving yourself to. So yeah, until next time, people, take care of yourself and watch who you're speaking to. Be fussy, okay?